All right, I think now is as good a time to get started as ever. Let me go ahead and get things going here. And this. And
Hello.
hello. And then
Hello.
we hit this button and we're live, everybody.
Hi.
Oh.
There are things. Oh, you used my picture. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Look at my picture. That's beautiful. No picture of my actual face could compare.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Welcome to the Next to Nothing podcast, everybody, where we talk about games to waste your time on and not your money. And I wanted to take a quick moment and just say thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for coming here on your New Year's Day. I hope your New Year's Eve was wonderful. Let's start out 2019 right. You know, Ryan, I was looking at some numbers, and I feel like you and I here can really agree that it's very emotional when we look at these numbers, and kind of brings a tear to my eye. And you know, we're just two boys with a dream. It's just wonderful.
I'm gonna go. I don't know.
Right, I got dinner or something.
This is me formally quitting.
Here's my resignation. There you go.
So, welcome to 2019, everybody. Soulja Boy is still a joke. We'll talk about that later.
Opening up with that, you are so excited to talk about that.
I am. It's so funny. It's just so great.
See, I was wondering where it was leading. Because I was like, wait, this is not starting the way I expected it to. Dang, it's just like, you want to start off with this idea? And I'm like,
That's so much I don't think.
It's like, okay, all right, got it. Just to slip it in. I see you.
I love that. So you want to start off with this? Maybe not so much. Okay, so we're going to start off with this. Excellent. Yes, that's exactly what I thought you were going to say.
Listen,
that's perfect.
This is my world. You guys are just living in it.
We really are. And I know, right, Luz? It's a beautiful space.
So just real quick, how was everyone's, we took last week off for Christmas. Ryan, how was your Christmas? And Mouthy, how was your Christmas?
I passed.
Dude, my Christmas and my entire end of December was fantastic. We ended up raising $1,000 for Red Cross.
Nice.
And
Very
I'm currently
nice.
on stream break for like a week. Seems good. I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff done. I'm doing great. I'm having a
Awesome.
wonderful
Did
time.
you raise that while you were streaming?
Yeah. I devoted
Oh.
the entire month of December to raising money for the Red Cross. And I am super proud.
Well, I
Yeah.
really wish I would have known that. Like, legitimately, I wish I would have known that. I don't think I know how to read.
So that's awesome for Ren. Congratulations on raising that much money for the Red Cross.
Thanks, Dad.
Indeed.
Yeah. You also got a weird lamp. How's that working out for you?
I will go on a 20-minute rant about this stupid lamp. I don't think we should talk about it. I don't think it's worth it.
I was just sitting there.
It's a rock.
I was just sitting there Christmas Eve watching Ren stream. He got a fucking Himalayan salt lamp. He licked it. We do know that he licked a rock.
Look. Apparently, that's not as uncommon. I had like 3 other people secretly like, don't worry, I do that too. And it's like, I don't do it for fun. Like, I don't just go out and lick rocks.
You don't
for,
lick
enjoyment.
rocks. Oh my goodness.
Whatever. I hope you're great, Danny. How was your New Year?
My Christmas was good. My New Year's was pretty good. Streamed last night. It's a good end of December. Especially after the as the military say, a Charlie Foxtrot at the beginning of the year. I got sick. I've been working like 60 to 70 hour weeks for like the past month, and it doesn't show signs of letting up. So
It's a big feels bad, dude.
yeah, so it was good to have some time off and all that good stuff. Ooh, you know one thing though? Usually little gifts are the ones that always make me the happiest. I got this little multi-tool. Fucking
Oh yeah.
wonderful little tool. Absolutely love this thing. I've used it a lot already. I got it as a stocking stuffer, and it's probably my most used gift, except for the CPU that I put in. So yeah, So everyone's just holidays were good. Mouthy, you want to add anything to your holidays or?
I, I got a new gaming chair and I got my capture card for Christmas,
Ooh.
which was very nice. Um, but then my PS4 basically broke, so I got to do
Oh,
one stream.
no.
I got to do one stream of Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, that
That's like the
sucks.
biggest unfortunate.
I know, and like I know that I know that it's the PS4 because my Switch works just fine on every aspect of it. So I'm just like, oh. So then I was like, okay, fine, no big deal. Got me a PS4 Pro on the way, excellent. Then I go to look at it. I ordered the one that, for God knows what reason, is $150 more than the actual base price of the
What?
PS4 Pro. Because it's coming from China. Because that's just
No.
obviously. So
Oh
free
my
shipping
gosh.
though with
Rip.
Prime. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean,
Free
yeah,
shipping
you
with
gotta
Prime.
look at the top.
Yes. So that was supposed to be here by Friday, but now I get to return that and just buy literally any other one.
Yeah.
It isn't almost $600, dude. I didn't even look. I saw the Amazon Prime. I saw the PS4 Pro. I was like, done. It's done.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
it's just yep. So and then I just didn't go anywhere for Christmas. I just stayed home and had a very quiet night.
Awesome. Well, do we want to get started? Ren, do you want to start?
We can go right for it.
You want me to start? How do we want to do this today?
It's whichever one you want to do. I don't
Ladies first, so Danny, why don't you go?
mind. Oh.
And
Mom's
we're
on my
just
side. Praise be.
gonna go ahead and like.
I love you, and I'm sorry that I definitely did that to make myself feel better.
You know what? Fine. I'm gonna start.
You're great.
I'm gonna start. We're gonna talk about Deadwood 1876. It's a card game that I played with my family Christmas Eve. So this card game, about $20, by the way. I think card games like this have quite a bit of value. Did I spell? Or somebody pointed out that I spelled it wrong. Fuck.
Deadwood.
Deadwood,
Right.
1876.
No, this is the dog card game.
Dog card game. So this is actually like a cowboy themed card game. So the way it works is that everyone selects a character. And then so the character card, the color on the character card corresponds to a little wooden star piece. And then you have these 3 pieces that are locations. Like a saloon, bank, brothel. I don't know what they're called. I don't remember what they're called. And so everyone starts with their little star pieces on these locations. So the goal of the game is to get as much gold as possible and then survive the final shootout. So in these 3 locations, I guess I should also start. There's a built-in timer to the game where you have 3 cards laid out in front of the regular deck of cards. And once that 3rd card gets flipped over, you have 1 bonus round, and then you go to the final round. And the way you get to the final round is by being in the building that has the most gold. And so everyone has 4 cards to start out with. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. Everyone gets 4 cards. A card has either an effect or it's a weapon. So the effect might be look at your neighbor's card or your neighbor's safe. So everyone has safe cards, safes as in like actual, protect your stuff safe. That has either a weapon in it or it has gold. And so you have these safes. Everyone, you can have up to 3. You can't have more than 3. And so the goal is to one of the goals is to take your neighbor's cards. And the way you do that is by using the cards in your hand by playing them and doing something like looking at your neighbor's safes, looking at moving from a building to a building without having to initiate combat. Or you can just rob somebody by initiating combat. So, like, for example, us playing here, we'll say, Ren, you're in one building, I'm in a building, Mouthy's in a building, and I don't know, who else do we want to throw in this building? Vex is in the building. Vex is in the building.
Yep.
So I want to, I want to rob Mouthy. I would look at her, whatever safe cards she has. Everyone starts out with 3, or everyone starts out with 2. Sorry. And then I put my weapon card in front of her, the safe that I want to rob.
Mm-hmm.
And that weapon card corresponds to a dice, 1 die actually, and they're color coded. And then Mouthy puts down a weapon card to retaliate with. So there's a black die that is like the highest grade weapon. There's like a burgundy die, burgundy brownish die that's like the second strongest, and it kind of goes down to yellow. So there's 5 guns in total, and it's the highest sum that wins. So it doesn't matter in the black die. The reason that's a higher tier than like say the brown or the red or the orange is because it has more stars on it. Like the yellow die, the lowest die, only has 1 side with stars on it, and so that's how combat works. So you roll, whoever wins. Either if the defender wins, nothing happens. If the attacker wins, they take that. And so you go around the table doing that, or like moving from building to building. You can push somebody out of the building doing like just a duel. So if I want to duel Mouthy, I would put my card in front of her character card, and then if I win, I get to put her wherever I want her to be, as long as it doesn't exceed like the occupancy of the building. Mm-hmm. So I'd put her in there. So, there's like a building that's completely empty. I could put her in that building that's completely empty if I wanted to, if I win. Otherwise, if she wins, then nothing happens. So, yeah, that's kind of the core loop, and then you kind of go through. You do that 3 times. Each time that it goes through, you reveal one of the 3 hidden cards, kind of like a Texas Hold'em situation. Right. Then you have like that's either like a safe, or it's got like a star. And the stars are used for the bonus round, so they're actually pretty useful. And then at the end of the bonus round, everyone reveals the amount of gold that they have, and the people that are in the building that have the most gold go on to a final shootout, where they can use whatever weapons they have to kill each other, and then whoever survives wins the game. I'm sure like I'm not doing it like total justice explaining it. I feel like I'm a little rambly here. I only played it the 1 time, but it was actually really enjoyable. It took us like an hour 20, but that's because I had to stop, read the rules for everybody, and right. I have 2 younger siblings that are a little difficult to be like, let me talk.
That's right.
Shut up, let me talk. Like, I gotta get through these fucking rules. So yeah, it was really enjoyable. I actually had it. Usually when we have games like this for family night or something like that, or Christmas, I'm like, yeah. But it was really, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I actually think I might pick it up just to, have myself or, friends or whatever. The game is supposed to take anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. Like I said, I had extra people, and we were learning the rules as we were playing. Right. So that inevitably adds extra time, and then you throw in well, Danny's got to have a glass of wine with his sister and his mom. So, gosh, can someone go get the wine? All that stuff contributed to nearly tripling the time. It was good. It was a really fun game. I actually highly recommend it. $20. So if like you're in college and you're looking for something that you can play in a dorm, or you're looking for something family night or to bring coworkers over for drinks or something like that, and you guys don't want to watch TV or something, that's excellent. Christmas parties, it's really good. And it's not like, other board games where the aesthetics and all of the rules are going to turn people off. Because that's a big problem with board games, where people the aesthetics and the fact that like a lot of board games like Monopoly take forever.
Yeah.
That's like an hour plus of setup. Everyone has to learn the rules for half an hour. Not everyone still understands the rules, so that extends the gameplay itself to about like an hour and a half. By the time you're done, it's like 3 hours, and everyone's tired and or drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this was a really good game. I enjoyed it.
I'll be honest, because I'm looking at on Amazon and stuff, and I really, this is so surface level, but I really like the box a lot.
The box was really interesting.
Yeah, it's like an actual book. It's super cool looking. I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds awesome, dude.
All the pieces, like the cards, were good quality. The pieces, the pieces were really nice. They weren't like cheap wood, or they weren't like the paint didn't come off on my hands on any of these pieces. It was really good. I was surprised for like $20. Like I was expecting like ink to come off on my hands or something, paint coming off these parts, but it was all good. Or flimsy cardstock, but it wasn't bad.
Mama, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I actually went to their their Kickstarter page for it, and I don't know, Danny, if you know this, but the Deadwood is actually the volume 3 in what they call the Dark City series. The first is Tortuga of 1667. The second is Salem. I think it says 1692. Each volume comes with the same type of packaging, only the book cover and the facade for it are different based on where it would have been and the time period. So yeah, all 3 of them actually look really, really well done. And apparently there's an artist that, like, I don't know, obviously I don't think you can do it anymore, but she actually like had a thing where if you supported it, like the Kickstarter, she would the artist who did all of the artwork for the cards and everything would make you into one.
Oh, wow.
Like she would do a customized character card for you. So I don't know if they have any plans of doing any future renditions of the game, but if they do, perhaps if anybody who likes the way that it looks now and would like to get down on that could look into that and maybe
any future renditions of the game.
I know.
I had to try to hold back.
I glossed right over it. I hate myself.
I didn't gloss over it. No, that's awesome. I didn't realize that this was a series.
Yeah, and honestly, if a couple of people, like, I haven't played a board game in forever, but something interesting like that, I could definitely get down on giving a try. I wonder if there's a way to like turn it into, like, if you could do it online, like.
I'm sure now this is kind of sketch, but probably on Tabletop Simulator, there's somebody's probably already put scans in.
Oh yeah, probably.
It'd actually be really fun though. Dark Side drinking game.
So, yeah.
That could actually be really fun. So.
I really do like the whole book as a box aesthetic, and that's for all 3 of the games too, because I'm looking at them all, and they're all like their own specific design and everything. They look super cool.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna post the link for the Kickstarter in your chat, just that way if anybody else wants to just go take a look at it. That's really, like I said, that's really, I like it a lot. Looks interesting.
Yeah, and what was really cool is like there is an element of like teamwork, and there's an element of backstabbery that I really like too.
Right.
We didn't quite get into it because my my family was not we're not exactly a mischievous bunch of people. We're very white bread. Well, actually, no, we're not white bread because apparently we're all gluten intolerant except for me. So white something without gluten. We're mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Just not a lot of backstabbing, and we all play it safe here in this house. So yeah, but there is like all that aspect, and it makes the game interesting. You can definitely like make the game different every time. So yeah, I mean, awesome. I'll have to check out all their Kickstarter stuff and check out their other games.
I bet if we played together, I could get people to kill you, Danny.
Oh, you bitch. You probably could.
So I could. You'd be the first fucking person everybody would turn on, dude. I guarantee it. Deceit. Oh my god, nothing made me happier in that game than to be infected when I was playing with you instantly. Even if I wasn't, I didn't care. Danny's infected. I just saw him drink. Shoot him! Everybody I don't know why. They just listen, dude. I can't tell you how many times people would just turn around and open fire, just down him. I'm like, oh.
You're the fucking worst.
Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. I'm sorry, Danny. I can't even help myself. I'm so sorry. That's another good game if anybody ever wanted to play something that's just fucking fun to stab people in the back to.
Yeah. So, you guys have anything else you want to add to Deadwood 1876?
I think I'm good. The game looks super cool. That's basically all I have to say. Is that it looks really awesome.
Yeah,
and it looks really polished.
Yeah, look into it. I highly recommend it. I should have taken it from my mom's place and just kept it for myself.
She stole it.
Sorry, Mom, I'm taking this. Mine.
Oh, man.
And how much is it?
It's right around. I saw it retail for like under 20. Let me double check. Let me check. Herp. Someone said 25 in the chat. Thank you, Tiff. Let's see. Let's just check Board Game Geek real quick. Board Game Geek should have the prices. I'm seeing an eBay listing 25. I'm seeing an Amazon listing $18.95. I'm seeing one for $30. So yeah, it's right around that 20-25 mark. Probably catch it on sale as well. So yeah,
cool.
Right
cool.
on.
Just checking.
Yeah. Ren, what did you play?
So I haven't actually finished this game
Mm-hmm.
because I'm planning on playing it on stream, but I wanted to test it out, and I kind of started getting enthralled by it. I was playing Metro 2033.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a bundle of both games, and they're only like $7.50 for both games.
Mm-hmm.
It is actually really good. I was really, really shocked by it. Basically, it's like a post-apocalyptic sort of like survival game, but it tries to like. It doesn't so much focus on like, oh look, it's post-apocalyptic spooky. It tries to actually be like really immersive about it, or at least like it tries to feign that immersion. So there's certain resources that you have to manage, so like gas masks and your actual air filters in order to go through places. And like a lot of times when you run into enemies, it's not so much that you're worried about dying, it's about you being worried about them breaking your like gas mask and then dying to the elements more than anything. It's a super cool game. I actually played the original before. The original was good. It's not like there's not really much different in terms of gameplay, but the aesthetic really was like a drag in comparison to the Redux. The Redux looks so much better. I'm currently, I believe I'm like 5-6 hours in. The only real downside I've ran into is sometimes it's not very good at like conveying what you need to do specifically. So like I ran into a certain situation and I should also note there's a lot of like really tiny immersive details that you have to do. So for example, you'll have a flashlight and things like that, and you have your gas mask, of course. You have your air filters. You also have like a sort of like note board where you actually keep all of your quest dialogue and stuff like that. So that way you don't actually you don't go to escape or whatever. You don't actually get out of the game in order to look at what you need to do as an objective or anything like that. It tries to really keep you in the game and in the theme. There's even a little watch on your arm where you can tell real life time, like on it. That was super cool. But I'm trying to remember where I was going with this. Basically, there's a lot of little tiny details that you have to like manage. So if you go into a certain area, you have to keep like your flashlight charged, or else you're going to like run into serious problems. And it's not so much that you're just gathering resources to do it, so you're not gathering batteries or whatever, but it's more like you have to crank your flashlight. It's kind of like one of those like shake lights, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to like make sure that that stays like always topped off, or you're gonna run into really like difficult situations, because a lot of it's held at like in dark, like narrow corridors under streets and things like that. It's a super cool game. I had a blast with it. It's very story driven. That was probably the one thing that I was not expecting very much of. I kind of expected to like start off in a story area and then jump out and then just be on my own through it. It's actually fairly linear. Yeah, that was the thing that really caught me off guard. The story so far it's not the best thing ever, but it's not by any means bad. It's actually like pretty solid. For $7.50 for both games, I've only like scratched the surface on the first one. But I can already say that that's super worth. It's definitely one of the better like immersive shooter experiences I've had. And a lot of post-apocalyptic games or things like that really focus on like super mutants and stuff like that, and like all that sort of jazz. This one kind of does the same thing, but it also like Nazis are still a part of the game, but they're not nearly the focus, which is a really cool aspect, where it's like I didn't even realize that they were Nazis. They seemed like bandits more than anything. Where I'd run into a group of people and just not know that information at all. It's definitely a really cool experience. Yeah, I don't know. I've been really enjoying it. A lot of weapons, so much of it revolves around making sure that you keep things like up to like par and things like that. So obviously like in your basic like shooters, reloading is obviously a factor, but you also have to like manage your guns and make sure that they're like up to snuff, because they can malfunction like while you're in a fight if you're not like managing your like stuff properly. I've ran into that situation once before, and it was a little rough. I'm currently playing it on like a harder version, just because I thought it'd be like a fun experience. It definitely is helping. I've heard from experiences that it could be either like too easy on certain like gameplay modes because there's 2 different modes, or super challenging. I set it to the harder mode. It is a tough game, but it's definitely a really fun one. Where was I trying to go with this? Oh, right. So back to what I was talking about like resource management and stuff like that. I didn't realize that you have a like a lighter, as well as like along with your map, you also have a lighter along with it. You run into a certain situation where you have to go through spider webs, and the game doesn't tell you this at all. It does not mention in the slightest that the only way to get through this set of spider webs is to use the lighter. And I thought it was a bug. Like I genuinely thought it was a bug, so I ended up Googling it. And apparently a lot of other people felt the exact same way about it. And it turns out it's just like, oh, you light it on fire. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. I would have appreciated some knowledge on that. That's definitely the one thing that it probably lacks, is not enough like player guidance. And it makes sense, just because it's trying to keep that very serious theme and serious tone. But that definitely was it irked me for a little bit. I got past it fairly quickly, but yeah. Was this more of a controller game or a keyboard and mouse game? I played it with keyboard and mouse. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to play it with controller though. Yeah, I believe it's on consoles as well. Honestly, for like $7.50 for both games though, I feel like this is a very, very solid experience, at least from like the short amount of time that I've had with it so far. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
I've only had a little bit of experience with Metro 2033. I got it from Humble Bundle. This is actually the first time I had heard of Humble Bundle. I got it for free from them years ago, and yeah, I do remember it being pretty linear. I didn't play all the way through. I don't even remember how far I got. I was on a crappy laptop that was barely able to run it. Yeah, I do remember it being pretty linear, and I do remember a couple points where I was like, what am I supposed to do?
I've ran into, I believe, 2 situations where I got just straight up lost.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is kind of a bad thing when it comes to this game. That's definitely like a negative part of it, because a lot of time, especially when you're outside, that's when you're managing your gas mask and your like filters and stuff. You get set on like sort of a time trial to really like get through that mission, unless if like you're really scrounging around and you like are trying to find absolutely everything.
Yeah.
You're set on a timer, so when you go outside and you only have, say, like 3 air filters, you have 6 minutes to get out of the outdoors and get inside, like as soon as possible. I thought it was a neat aspect, but it's also like really brutal if you just don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I definitely ran into that situation before where I spent a decent chunk of time trying to find out where I wanted to go. And I only had like 2 air filters left, and I had like 5 when I went out, and I was just like, I don't know where to go. I need a little bit of guidance here, just a little bit. But yeah, I've still really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I will agree though. Yes, it can be very confusing. Needless to say. It's still a great time though.
Yeah,
from what I've played.
Real quick, somebody in the chat did mention, I think the game is on sale because Metro Exodus comes out February 22nd, 2019.
Yes, Metro Exodus does come out the 22nd. It's actually on sale right now because of the winter sale. The winter sale, I believe, is going on until the 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. I know it's going on until at least the 4th. But it's either $5 per game or it's $7.50 for both. And honestly, I feel like that's a totally reasonable price. I've paid more for worse games.
Yeah.
So like $7.50 for like 2 really, I haven't even gotten that far into this, but it's definitely holding my attention. And another thing, which I kind of forgot to bring up in the first place, it is a post-apocalyptic shooter, but it's really focused on like stealth more than like actually like combat focused gameplay. Which I didn't pick up on at first when I tried it in the original version. In the Redux, though, I was like, wait a second. This is a stealth shooter. Oh, okay, I get it. And it really helped out with my experience on it, because I didn't realize it first at all. And I was like, the combat feels a little clunky in the original. Combat doesn't feel nearly as bad in the Redux, but you can tell that it's not meant to just be like a cover shooter. Yeah. Where you're just spending the entire time only fighting. It's much more about like, I don't want to get murdered here, and I don't want to run out of like medical supplies and air filters. So I'm just going to assassinate people that show up and try to like move through the area as fast as I can.
Yeah. Mouthy.
Wait.
Yes.
You have thoughts or questions on Metro 2033?
I mean, not really. Like, to be completely honest, I don't love like super duper realistic like first person shooter games like this. Like, I played a couple of the Black Ops games, not at all implying that those are realistic, but just the look of them.
Right.
I don't know. Say it's because I'm, I have girlish tendencies, but I kind of like the games that, are a little more aesthetically pleasing. Like, I can understand why it might be enjoyable to some people, but me personally, I'm just like,
yeah.
It's a game. It looks like a game.
Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody, that's for sure. But it is like a really interesting experience. If this even looks like it's up your alley, I'd say get it.
Yeah.
While it's on while it's on sale.
Yes, yeah, while it's on sale. I'm not sure what the original price is,
Mhm.
but while it's on sale, it's definitely a worth purchase for sure. I
Did-
haven't like regretted anything about it yet.
And I like
So
that. I like when a game, even if it doesn't necessarily look like it'll appeal to like one person, you can still say, just trust me, if you like that type of it,
yeah,
it is worth it.
Mhm.
yeah.
Get it.
For $5, it's really hard to beat. Like,
Shit, for $5,
I don't.
I might even be willing to. I'd be willing to get. Screw it, man. Let's step outside the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, it's definitely been an interesting experience. It's been an experience that I didn't really expect it to be, which is the
Mhm.
thing that really caught me off guard. I really was expecting more of like a cover shooter, sort of post-apocalyptic. You kind of do management of resources a little bit, but not really.
Mhm.
And it's much like it's completely off that path. It's much more like stealth shooter, don't die. Um, there's gargoyles that are going to eat your soul if you like just run outside, be like, "Hello, world." It's bad.
Aladdin and Jasmine getting eaten. That's all I see right there. I hear the song starting up, and then just. Anyways, moving on.
they just get strafed by some sort of mutant on the fucking magic carpet and just carried off.
Is it wrong that I saw Goliath from the cartoon like instantly just fucking crash down with those talons on his feet, just like again, moving on. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yeah,
So-
no, like I could definitely for $5, I'd probably even be willing to give it a try. What's the campaign like the storyline like? What's it the lengthwise like?
The storyline's actually based on a book series of that is called Metro 2033. I haven't gotten through the entire campaign yet, but essentially you start off as a person that's just in the like train tunnels, and that's where most people are surviving. They're surviving in different stations of the train tunnels, and your goal is to try to get from point to point. And really the point is this is very early on into the game, so it's not really a spoiler. There's this character that you meet when you open the doors. You're basically just told, hey, we need some help guarding the like front deck while somebody comes in. And it's this badass guy that really is just like, I kill everything for a living. That's what I do. And he's just like, hey, I need to go take a trip to this place. If you don't hear from me, I need you to do something really important for me. I need you to go from here to this other station. And that's really like, that's the story. It's
Okay.
really like simplistic, but it really sells itself. You meet like different people along the way. So it's not necessarily just like, oh, I'm all alone and that's just it. I got like, I wasn't expecting to get attached to a character. And normally like this early on into the game, I was just like, oh, okay, yeah. That's fine. Whatever. It's just a random dude. I got just to the point where I cared about a character, and then he just like immediately died out of nowhere. I was like, what? No, I'm the hero. You don't understand. So yeah. It definitely is just all like, oh yeah, no, we're not your normal game.
Yeah.
I think that's really where it shines, is that it doesn't try to fit like a mold, if you will. Like it's not a cheesy COD cash grab. That's what I see in it. Yeah.
That's good. And so, yeah, like Xanthi said, about like you said, you haven't quite finished the campaign yet. And how long have you been playing? Would you say?
I've been playing about 6 hours, and I feel like I've
Okay.
not gotten that far into the game. I'm playing it on harder difficulty. And to my knowledge, a lot of people that play this game actually play it like 2 to 3 times, because there's different like gameplay modes that you can play. So if you do actually want that like combat shooter, like COD-esque gameplay, there even is a mode for that. But like the default mode is called Ranger, and essentially it's much more of like an immersive experience, trying to keep it like in check versus just like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna kill everything. That's my goal. But yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. I'm not sure how long the original one or the Last Light is either. I would say just to like save money, if you do want to buy one, probably just buy them both right now. I mean, $7.50 is really easy to beat, especially when the original prices are about $20. Like that's, I would much rather spend $7.50 than $40
Yeah.
for both
Yeah.
games.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Darkside came in the chat, said it takes about 10 to 12 hours on normal to finish.
Yeah. I think that's like a fairly solid like time investment.
Mm-hmm.
Like $5 just for one game for 10 to 12 hours of gameplay, like at least.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty reasonable amount of time.
No.
I mean, I'm just gonna throw out that Destiny doesn't even have a story, and yet it claims to have both story and multiplayer, and that's why they charge what $60 for. I mean, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
It's, you know, just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
So, $5
Yeah.
for a game that actually has a storyline and that it can actually make you care about a character, even though they're about to gut him horribly.
Yeah.
It's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, and this is, to my knowledge, this is just a single player experience. I haven't
Yeah.
even bothered looking to see if there's multiplayer. I don't think there is, but it's a very, very solid single player experience for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a like blast with it so far.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Is there
But yeah.
anything else on this we want to talk about?
I think I'm good.
It's Russian.
It's Russian.
That is Russian.
It's very
It is
When
Russian.
did this game come out? When did this game come out?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. I actually don't know. I'll find that out. You can go ahead and talk that.
Okay.
So I mean, do we want to move on to? I guess I should ask, Ren and, whoops, dropped my phone here, guys. Sorry. Just sitting on my lap and just dropped it.
Just throw shit.
Just
Why don't you?
fucking
Danny?
throw
God.
shit. Just any other steals that you guys got from the winter sales?
I mean, I can point out a few that are just like really solid in general.
Yeah.
Witcher 3 is $20. Like for the Game of the Year edition, I think that's probably one of the best deals out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Witcher 3 is an amazing game.
Yes.
I played it on stream like a year ago. I played it for about a month
Mm-hmm.
straight of 5-hour streams. It's a long game, but
Yeah.
it's a great time. I had no problem with it. $20 for that's really good with both DLCs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I believe the DLCs alone are like $20 each, which sounds like a lot, but like with the amount of content they bring in, it's not that bad.
Mhm.
Witcher 3 by far one of the best deals I've even seen on the store.
Okay. Mouthy, any deals and steals that you've seen?
Well, I mean, one of the biggest ones that I noticed that I was really excited about because I didn't yet have it and I needed it to complete the series so I could eventually stream it is Dark Souls 3.
Mm.
It's on
Ooh.
sale for the base is $15. So if you
That's not
like,
bad at all.
No, it's still 60. It's marked 75% off right now. And then even with the DLC, if you bought the base game plus all the season pass and the 2 DLC, it'd still be like almost $10, maybe $15 cheaper than just the base game at normal price. And like I said, I love the first 2. I have not actually played any of the third one just because I'm a stickler for playing it on my own account and everything, and I wanted to wait to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm really excited to be able to do that. And then I bought another game that I don't know if it's still on sale. What the hell was the name of it? 1 second. I literally just did. I got Parkitect and what is the other one? Frickin' frack. City Skylines.
City Skylines is amazing.
Yes.
That's
I
actually
love,
a really good city building game.
I liked the Sims one, Sim City or whatever, one of the more recent ones, but it broke my heart because I put like 30 hours into the game
Oh,
and then
yeah.
it just lost my
Yeah.
like my save. Like no error message, no corruption. It literally was just like I started it up, I saved it one night, I went to bed, I got up the next day, and the next time I tried to play it, it just acted like I had never played the game before.
Huh.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and that was apparently a common issue in the game.
That's horrible.
Right? And so I just was like, there's absolutely no way I'm putting any more time into this game only to possibly have it just vanish and have to start. No. So I was looking into was actually looking into my time at Portia because I love that game, and one of the ones that was suggested was Parkitect, and then subsequently Cities. And I never played Roller Coaster Tycoon, but apparently Parkitect is for that what City Skylines is for SimCity. So I was like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I said, City Skylines. I don't know if it's still on, if either one of those is actually still on sale. That's the only reason I wasn't gonna mention those.
Let me go check.
Because I know.
City Skylines is $7.49 right now.
Okay, then that one is still on sale. There we go.
Yeah.
But the other one, Parkitect, is not. So,
yeah.
But
there's actually a game. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. There's one game I forgot to mention, but I feel like this is a game that I definitely should like mention right now, so people are any bit interested at all. Get it? Rainbow Six Siege. The standard edition is like $12. That's normally like $40.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. That game is incredible.
That's what
Do
I've heard.
not buy the starter edition though, because it's a massive ripoff and you'll just hate yourself. So if you're gonna buy one, buy the standard. Just buy the standard. Don't buy the starter edition.
Yeah, don't do what I did.
The cheesiest shit. Yeah, that's what I did too. That's what I initially did, and I hated it. It was a massive turnoff for me. Like I couldn't keep playing the game because everything felt like it was so off in the distance that I could ever even get. Like, oh, I need to play this game for 2 weeks to maybe get a character at best.
Yeah.
And
no.
With the starter edition, the cut down time for grinding is significantly shorter. But $12 for Siege, the starter edition, is fantastic. And if you really want, to spend to get your full value out of it. So standard edition normally is $40. The complete edition on sale right now is less than the standard edition normally. So like if you really want to like get everything, do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, $12 for a standard edition of Siege is really solid. Like that's super good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I looked that up because I was like, wait a second, I bought something else, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, it was Siege. I rebought Siege.
Rebought Siege.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I say maybe I'll have to rebuy Siege too. I've been happy with Insurgencies at this current moment, but
I've seen you play a lot of that, dude.
What were you gonna say, Mouthy?
The only other thing I was gonna mention was that my time at Portia, the other game that I was talking about, it's actually on sale right now as well for the winter sale. Also, it's only $4 off. But if you enjoy any game, of that nature, I think what's the other one? Something Yonder. I've heard that Maple Story 2, it's got a similar feel. Stardew Valley, it's like literally 3D Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Only with a much more in-depth inner workings of the actual character and what they do. Like in Stardew Valley, it focuses entirely, no matter what map or character design you go with or how you want to play it, ultimately to progress in the story you have to build up just your farm. And in Portia, the farming kind of takes a backseat. It's really just for gathering resources to be able to cook and so on and so forth. But all of that, everything else kind of gears you around the construction aspect of it. Because in that game, you're actually like a carpenter. And so you actually are encouraged to go into town every day, talk to people, get different missions. You can go to like the main little town hall thing and get commissions that are actually put up by the people. And what I like is there's actually a competing carpenter's guild. And every day at as soon as the place opens, his character comes running in and will actively steal the little commissions, even even one that you're reading, he'll take it and you just can't access it anymore. And so I kind of found myself cussing him a lot. Just legitimately just I don't know how I'm allowed to drop F-bombs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just saying "fuck you, Higgins" became like a morning routine, just like drinking coffee. Like legitimately, because his character always runs, and like the way that his character comes across, no matter what you do, no matter how good you do, he is always shitty. He is just a shitty ass. And so by like the third encounter with this douchehole, you are just fuck you, Higgins. If I could burn your carpentry guild to the ground, I would. But like on a Saturday, so nobody's there because I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to. You're a carpenter, so you can rebuild it. It would be that big of an inconvenience. I'm just saying, like, you see what I mean? It's like I want to inconvenience you a little bit because you're bothering me.
Yeah.
But Vex does make a good point that it can take a while to craft some things, but that's mostly because the game really doesn't put any kind of a halt on how quickly you can acquire machines to build the technology and the blueprints for the stuff that you can build. But on the flip side of that, you can luck into being able to build every machine in your little book and not be able to use any of it for like a week's worth of gameplay simply because you can't really progress quite fast enough or beyond a certain point because you're still only using all of these other things. So this game, much more than Stardew Valley, like requires you to actually kind of focus on where you want to focus today, not necessarily overall. But just like you kind of end up approaching every day with like a game plan. Whereas just in Stardew, I wake up, one day and it saves and I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to the mine. I'm not even gonna water the cat. Fuck it, I'm going straight to the mine, and that's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
In this, you know what I mean? Like you legitimately wake up and you're just like, okay, so today I need to make sure that I gather X amount of this, and I need to look for this, and I need to do this, and it just. I found it much more engaging, which I really appreciated because it has no multi.
You there? You guys there? Randy,
Mama,
there?
hello? Yeah,
Mama?
I'm here. Sorry. I think she's dead. All right.
Oh shit! Can you guys not hear?
Oh, hi. Welcome
Well,
back.
wait.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, neither do we.
You guys were just like, hello. I'm like, oh.
We lost you. Okay, you're back though. You're back.
Yeah, no, I was just babbling about it. Ultimately though, I really appreciate it because even without the multiplayer, it just it's very easy to just completely immerse yourself in the whole town and everything. You never water the. I don't care about, like, I like the cat, but the cat's fine. The cat is just fine. It hasn't had water in like 2 weeks. It's fine. There's a lake. He always gives me shit because I don't water the cat in my Stardew Valley, and I'm just like, it's fine.
Man. And I just noticed something real quick. I thought the winter sale was going to be going on until the 4th. It's going on until the 3rd.
Okay.
So yeah, that's probably a good thing to keep in mind if you do plan on buying any of these games.
Oh yes. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Plug my headset up.
If you got your Steam gift cards, use them up quick.
True story, dude.
Cool. So with that, anything else we want to talk about, like with Steam sales or anything, since we're in that time period right now? Anything else you guys want to mention before we move on to probably the only news story we'll talk about?
The only thing you care about and what you've been waiting the whole freaking show to talk about.
It's just so fucking funny.
Oh, God. Take it away, dude. Take it away.
Okay. So
what happened was...
Soulja Boy, famous for his Crank That song and probably not much else, decided he wanted to, well, it's probably true, decided he wanted to make a video game console.
Okay. That might be a stretch, but okay.
Which he already has on his website all sorts of cheap knockoff type of tech hardware. Like he has like smartwatches and other devices and MP3 players on his website. So he decided he was going to release 2 consoles. One, the handheld, and the regular console that plugs into your TV. Now, what he actually did, instead of talking to hardware people, building something, and trying to get developers to develop games and distribute those games for his platform, was he went to a Chinese hardware maker, bulk bought a bunch of these products, these knockoff Chinese products, slapped his name on it, and put a $50 to $100 markup on it.
Yeah.
And they come preloaded with, I think I've seen a couple numbers here. I think 3,000 titles. Okay, the console came with 800 games built in, while the handheld had 3,000 titles.
Yeah. This is stupid.
And they're just ROMs. That's all they are. They're just ROMs.
Yeah.
In his promotion for the devices, he said that it was going to play Nintendo 3DS and Switch games. As well as have
he
classics.
did really good on making sure that he didn't sound like an idiot. That's a joke, by the way.
Yeah. So there was that. And one of the first tweets he said when someone pre-ordered it was that I'm crying, I'm just a boy with a dream. So yeah, he was selling it for suspiciously cheap. The Gizmodo article says $150 for the console and $100 for the handheld. Which, by the way, how come the handheld has 3,000 titles but it's $50 cheaper than the console? Just gonna point that out there.
I believe that he only sold because I think he partnered up with the Chinese company. I think I'm not entirely positive on that. But I think he just sold them at the manufacturer's price. I just slapped his name on it. That's the reason why there's like a price cut on release of them. It's literally just the same price that you can find them anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly it was supposed to have Switch, 3DS, Game Boy Advance, Neo Geo, Sega, NES, and PlayStation Vita games. All ROMs. All ROM hacks. All pirated games.
Yeah,
and
I believe that was the only issue that really Nintendo had with it, because they didn't really necessarily care that you was buying cheap like Chinese knockoffs. It's just the fact that they're loaded with their games.
games.
And he's just all like, "Nah, dude, it's gonna play Nintendo games. They ain't got shit." I believe that's like one of his tweets is like, "Nintendo ain't gonna do shit about this." And then that didn't work.
It's iffy if you're even allowed to play Nintendo games on Twitch. Of course Nintendo's gonna do shit. Somebody just said, Darkside just said, the hardware inside is actually worse than a Raspberry Pi B+, which is $30. $30. Yeah. It doesn't even emulate the NES games properly. Just imagine how good it emulates other systems. Xanthi says in the chat as well. So just a big old meme. I just love this. That everyone, when he announced it, everyone was like, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it too.
And everyone's like,
and they like weren't released yet, and he was just like, "I'm releasing my new line of consoles." I was like, "You good? You can talk about this?
Wait,
everything okay in your life?"
Did you talk to all these programmers and hardware engineers and all these indie developers and really?
He was like, "We're making our own console and it's gonna be better than everyone else's." And it's like, I've never even heard you even talk about a console before.
You know what, Soulja?
I don't know where this is coming
from. I'm gonna look into the camera, Soulja. If you don't like how we're talking about your product here, I will gladly give you my information for you to send me a review copy. Okay.
Exactly.
I will.
Dude, I would love a review copy.
Yeah. All three of us. In fact, Soulja, if you send all 3 of us, we'll take the handhelds. That's what we'll do. You send us some of the
Did you hear what they're called? The handhelds are called Soulja Boys. I'm not joking.
That's right. I forgot to mention.
That's probably the best part of this whole story.
It really is. It really is.
Oh my god.
Got a pouch.
Oh my.
But now it's officially off the store.
Yeah.
It's officially off of his store. I think it was immediately after
It was like not even a day after he was all like, Nintendo
No,
ain't gonna
won't
do
do
shit.
shit.
They got nothing.
Like, what did you expect them to do? You are a well-known personality, and you call them. I bet he fucking tagged him in the tweet. I bet he actually added them in the fucking tweet. I guarantee you, he's that stupid.
Reggie just like, ooh boy. Reggie's just like warming his hands up. He's like, oh, you're gonna feel this.
Dude, out of all of
I
the
need to go find-
companies,
I'm gonna
it
go
would
find the
go-
tweets.
right? Like, out of all of the companies, though, that you could actually have the balls to go toe-to-toe with, Nintendo. I don't care whether you
Of all
like their games
companies.
or not, right? Two of the longest-running, like, best-selling series across all platforms in the history of video games, period, and your dumbass is actually gonna go up against him and then call them out by fucking name, being, you know what?
And the fact that
Okay.
like content creators, like, they hate Nintendo 90% of the time. because
Yeah.
Any sort of content creation about Nintendo is just like, no, fuck that. Your money's mine. We ain't let you talk shit about Nintendo unless I'm getting paid. It's like, okay.
All right.
No,
Dude,
we
well,
just feel like Nintendo ain't shit, and it's like, bruh, they will monetize your tweet.
Oh my god, dude, I know, right? Well, like, I'm just sitting here going, I play devil's advocate when it comes to Nintendo because, you know, like, I get it, they're in it for the money just like almost every other, you know, developer company is, but I love Zelda and I will fucking fight somebody. Whoever tries to tell me I have to stop playing Zelda because Nintendo did something bad, you can, no. Fucking fight me. I'd sooner give up Final Fantasy. Fight me.
So, real quick, apparently he's also planning on launching an esports team in 2019.
Now that right there, that is the
His
best thing that I could possibly hear to start my year off, right?
his tweet doesn't say what game.
Oh god.
He's not. It's not. We don't know if it's Dota. We don't know if it's CS:GO. We don't know if he's gonna start his own Overwatch league. We don't know. He's just
gonna make
doing
his own version
esports.
of
Roblox
PUBG.
championships.
No, it's gonna be his own version of PUBG.
One of the top replies though is, "If Fortnite is compatible with your system, that's a big W for you, brother. Hit up Epic Games."
I can't even, like, I just cannot even begin to fathom the level of disconnection from reality you have to like, even begin to think that some part of this is going to go off without a hitch.
Listen, you might say that's disconnection from reality. I say that's big dick energy. All right. That's big dick energy. Soulja's got it.
He could have the dick of a walrus, and it doesn't change the fact that he is dumber than dirt.
Oh,
Big
man.
dick swinging mother. I don't care. He just needs to go sit down and let literally anybody over the age of 17 who's had taxes taken out of a paycheck explain to him how shit like this works. How much money did he waste? Is my big question. I'd love to know. Because you know that he got knockoffs and shit, but he still had to drop some fair amount of money. And like you said, the man's only known for one song.
Well, give him a week. His royalty check for Crank that will come back through again. It'll be good.
Oh man, I did find the set of his tweets. They're pretty good. I'm enjoying them.
Yeah.
Why y'all not bitching about the other companies selling consoles? Y'all don't want to see a black man get money, Lamau, trying to snitch on me. But I'm not doing nothing wrong. Eat a dick. We're at 5 million in sales. That's like the worst thing that you could have said. Like, that Nintendo's just like, how much did you make in sales?
Wasn't there a company that like legitimately
Sorry?
put out an interview and an article that said that they were pissed because they only did like 500 million or like 500 something in sales?
Right?
Like, no offense, it's 2018, bro. That's like chump change right now. Okay, so
If Nintendo was gonna do something, they would have the first day. My console not going anywhere. Everything I'm doing is 100% legit. Stay mad, and I'll keep getting richer.
Okay, now see, here's my question:
I'm just a boy with a dream.
Originating from, because if has he been living in China for the last like few years? Is it legit in China?
Oh man.
'Cause-
And the last one that's on this list is Nintendo ain't gonna do shit.
And then guess what? Nintendo did shit.
I don't think Nintendo's actually done shit. I think a lawyer sat down with him and was like, listen, we've been thinking here, and Nintendo is for sure gonna do shit. Why don't you take that off the website real quick? Because I don't think they've actually put any litigation towards him or subpoenaed him or anything like that.
Man. I think they have talked to him. I'm pretty sure.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But I thought it was just too funny. That was too much.
That's too fucking funny. Nintendo ain't good. I mean, like I said, of all the companies,
Seriously, of all of them, that's the one that will try to make money off of literally anything, even if they can't do it.
right? Like, oh god. You
Um,
know what?
Oh man.
That's gold.
Yeah.
I hope I remember that at this time next year. I want to be able to recall this on the things that were like the greatest things that happened like during 2019, because this technically counts because we talked about it. That's brilliant.
Some of his other products on his website, by the way, the Soulja phone, the Soulja headphones, the Soulja pods, and the Soulja pad. And apparently the Soulja pods are less than $7.
Now, are these Tide Pods?
I don't know. I've never actually looked at his website. I got to look up the Soulja phone, though.
I know, right? Like, if it's not shaped like Superman.
It retails. He's selling it for $339.98. Supports multiple languages. It's called the Soulja Phone HT70. There's not much else. There's no hardware information on this fucking thing.
Great. Are you actually on the website?
Yeah, I'm
To be
actually
honest, I'm trying to find the website and I can't because all I'm finding is news about this.
All right, yeah. Let me go ahead and post it in our. I'll post it there in our Discord chat, and then go ahead and for the fans there,
Right.
SouljaWatch.com.
Thanks.
Catalog. Here we go. We'll go to the catalog. Yeah.
This is like the emptiest merch store I've ever seen. Oh my god. There's like 5 things here. What?
That happens when you have to take like half your store down.
Dude, that feel when like your entire store is based on explicitly like cheap Chinese knockoff consoles though.
It's got the Soulja phone has a 6-inch HD screen.
Is it actually 6 inches, or is this just another example? I need legit measurements on this. I'm just saying.
I'm not finding. Okay, first off, the fucking. Okay, I gotta just show this on the stream, real quick. Like, this just blocks half the information on your fucking. I'm trying to like see shit, and I can't like. And there's no hardware information. There it goes.
But there's a picture of 2 chicks, so that makes it. That's legit, right?
Oh my fucking god.
Okay, so this sports 4 gigs of RAM. I have no idea. 64 gigs ROM. I have no idea what that processor is. MT6750T octa-core. Do you know what that is, Ren? For the phone processor?
It sounds like a phone out of Spider-Man.
It's got a 13 megapixel front camera and real fingerprint ID.
Oh my god, really? Real fingerprint ID?
Real fingerprint
Not that
ID.
fake shit?
Not that fake shit. And then the Soulja watches sell for $20.
Yeah, no, he's not getting my PayPal information. Fuck that. I'm okay. I like my identity.
And they all ship from Russia or China. Here's the pad.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, that's this is the Soulja pad.
So like legitimately he just takes other people's products and then puts Soulja Boy in front of it and sells
Yeah.
it.
It's the gift
Alright, cool. That's
gift card, Soulja.
I mean, there's actually a lot of like artists that do this, but like none of them really like do it and then say to the company they're blatantly ripping off. Like,
you
yeah,
could do shit.
I've never seen that one before. That one's news to me.
That is definitely a curious choice of words and actions. Maybe there was Ambien involved. People tweet crazy things when they got in.
Oh, all right, Roseanne Barr.
I'm sorry, like I could not resist.
Yeah. The processor, Xanthi. The processor is a MediaTek product made to emulate standard Motorola products. Okay. Or processors. Got it. So,
I don't
yeah.
know what any of that means, but cool story, bro.
And then he's got like these ear pods. Oh man, it's just fantastic. It's
Oh my god.
so let's talk.
Merch, by the way.
Let's just talk real quick about could you buy these and are they cheap? Yes. Should you buy these because they're cheap? No.
No.
As a show,
Oh god, no.
as a show dedicated to helping you spend your money properly, we can firmly say
I would like
these
to
products are not for
throw out
you.
there, your identity is most likely going to get stolen.
Probably.
That's a very high likelihood of that happening.
The
Very
products
high.
ship from China or Russia, and like, I mean, all you need to say is Russia.
Right.
Russia hacking, you know it. It's so yeah. No, can I just say I don't really like. My biggest reason for it is no offense to artists and stuff, but unless that motherfucker is like still damn near unheard of, I'm not giving a millionaire my money for something I could go to Walmart and buy for like $6 freaking. Just no. I don't like any artist or person that much. Just no thank you.
It's one thing if it's coming from a legitimate source.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
another thing if it's a Chinese knockoff. It's like an entirely different thing. That's where you completely
Right,
lose
like,
the line
he
of
could-
like any sort
There's-
of like respect on that.
It's kind of the same thing. It was like people are saying that, you know, Fortnite could have just collaborated with some of these people that are you know, have like started trying to sue him or whatever, and it's really kind of the same thing. Why don't you just collaborate with the companies you're blatantly
Right?
Yeah.
ripping off and actually make lucrative financial
Yeah, it goes from
decisions?
making a decent-ish amount of money short term to actual legal large amounts of money later.
Thank you.
Like, it seems reasonable to me. I don't see the problem.
Somebody.
It's all legit, and yet then you immediately remove all trace of it from the site. Sorry, but that is going to give me some pause in placing trust in that statement. Just saying.
Just
I'm
real.
sorry, Danny. Go ahead.
Just real quick, I got to. Slaughter said, "You turn it on and it goes, yo."
I know, right? I can just hear it. Turn that shit on, you put it in your ear. Like, and what? Oh god! And then it's got like a delayed timer. So, like, just to make sure that you have it in your ears, and then it does it.
Yeah.
I hate myself for knowing what we're talking about. I hate myself so much.
Oh, it's taking me right back to fucking middle school right now.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I've seen him in concert.
You just don't
Like,
remember.
by absolute accident. That's why I don't know for sure. I went to see Fall Out Boy, and I am almost 100% that he was there. But the fact that I don't remember should tell you everything you need to know about him and his performance.
There's I have a very vivid memory of being like in the 6th grade and going to a friend's house, and he showed me Crank That, and he was doing the whole fucking dance. It's the cringiest. It's one of the cringiest things in my memory because right after that we watched Naruto, fucking comedy bullshit. Like people fucking like put comedy, like a whole like comedy bit edited to Naruto.
Oh my
And then we watched Linkin Park, Naruto, AMV. Crawling in my skin. Just... That's all this is bringing me back to right now. All right. Does anyone have anything else they want to talk about news-wise? I just had to talk.
No, I'm beyond good.
You're beyond. We're solid. We're happy.
I'm done.
I think I'm fine. I think I'm good. This
All right.
conversation is it's hurting. It's hurting my brain.
I feel you. I feel you on that one.
All right. So let's go ahead. We'll start doing some. We'll start doing our fun shit here. Plugging away. We'll start with our guest, Mouthy. Tell us what's coming up with you. Where can people find you? What are people gonna find when they get there?
Well, I mean, my name is MamaMouthy, so my Twitch page is MamaMouthy. As the name implies, I guess it doesn't necessarily imply it. Fuck it. On my information, it basically says my stream page is rated RRR because I cuss a lot, and no, I don't care. If I hurt your feelings, it's just gonna happen. So.
My feelings.
Very deep feelings.
I play a lot of Paladins. I started a stream of Horizons. I'm actually glad I got the name right because I am dumb and always try to call it the name of a credit union that's around here. New Horizon every fucking time, dude. Anyways, but yeah, I gotta wait for my PS4 Pro to come in before I can continue that because my cap card won't work. But yep, Paladins, Dead by Daylight sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
When I feel like, getting an overabundance of salt.
Awesome.
But yeah, hopefully I'll be back on within the next week.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome. Ren, I'll let you go ahead and
Hi,
plug.
That's me.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm currently on stream break for a few more days. I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming Friday or next Monday. But if you want to watch me stream whenever I do, you can follow me at twitch.tv/renditions. I play games and stuff. I think I'm going to be starting up Neo when I start getting back to strumming. But yeah, that's basically it for me. Nothing special. Seems good.
Awesome. Coming up for me, I know I've been off and on with streaming lately. I got really sick at the beginning of the month, and then with this new job and all that fun shit. And then of course holidays and stuff. So I plan on trying to stream a little bit more regularly. I got a new CPU with a new heatsink in the computer, so it'll all work properly now. So yeah, Ring of Elysium, Insurgency Sandstorm, because I've been loving both of those games lately, is probably what I'll be streaming here lately. Make sure that you guys follow the podcast and subscribe on all the podcatchers such as Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. We're on YouTube, so follow us on subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow my channel for more information. Follow these two lovely folks, and that'll be it. Anything else? Absolutely anything else you guys want to get off your minds?
That is, in fact, not the person from that commercial. That is, in fact, me in costume. That is my actual name.
All right. Well, we're going to call it here then, guys. Goodbye.
Yeah.